Now with ABC News contributor Christine Brennan, whose new book, On Her Game, Caitlin and the Revolution in Women's Sports, looks at how the Indiana Fever star has really been a catalyst for the explosion in popularity of the WNBA and really all women's sports. Christine, we are so happy to have you here.
Great to be here. Thanks so much for having me. Great to see you in person.
I know. We're so used to seeing you on the other side.
Head in the box, whatever.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's talk about this because I don't think anyone can argue Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA. We know she broke all those records in college, but what was it about Caitlin that has just garnered so much attention and changed things the way that she has?
You know, Rihanna, obviously she's a basketball player, clearly, as you can see, but she's also an entertainer. And that's what takes her to a different realm, very much like Tiger Woods, right? When you see those logo threes, she's, shooting from the parking lot and it's going in. That's where people who don't necessarily pay attention to or love basketball, they're intrigued by that. Or those passes, those no-look passes, incredible length of the court. And that's where people like grandmothers who wouldn't care about this or grandfathers, they're now rearranging their evenings to watch Caitlin Clark games. She's really the high wire act, and I think that's the difference between her and all the other basketball players.
And so many refer to her as a generational player, but give us a sense of how much time you were able to spend with her and what she was like in her unguarded moments. We were marveling at the fact that you wrote this in a year.
Yeah, well, less than a year, right? Because I didn't
incredible.
It was, the moment I've covered women's sports and sports for a long time, and I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime. People standing in line in January like it's a Springsteen concert or a Taylor Swift concert to watch a woman play basketball. This is a whole different level. Team sports, obviously women's teams, we've had Serena Williams, of course, great tennis, great Olympians, but not women's team sports. And it was intriguing to me just to see what the story was. So I did get a chance, the moment the Olympics ended in Paris, came back, went to Indy, and I was with the Fever every step of the way.
Wow.
I got a chance to ask her 40 to 50 questions. Everything was, nothing was off limits. And she is, as I say in the book, she's 22 going on 40 or 50. Everything thrown at her. I asked her about her like of the Taylor Swift post about Kamala Harris, endorsing Kamala Harris. Would she be endorsing her? You could ask those kinds of questions. Most athletes, as you know, aren't happy when you ask those questions. She looks you in the eye. She gives you long answers. She's direct. She's also very, very funny. And everything was thrown at her. And she handled it in a beautiful way. I say this to a lot of people. She is better than you would hope for.
Right. She's remarkably similar to Taylor Swift, too, in the fact that she's so famous, but is able to keep a level head amid all the crazy storm. But I do want to ask, before we have to let you go, sadly, we've seen, you mentioned Serena Williams, and there have been other women's sports stars, but now women's team sports are surging, which you mentioned, but do you have an idea as to why that might be?
Yeah, we just celebrated, Will, the 53rd anniversary of Title IX. That's the law that opened the floodgates for girls and women to play sports in our country. And it makes sense that after all these years, in the '99 Women's World Cup, that 2.5 years after Brandy Chastain and that incredible Mia Hamm and Brianna Scurry in the Rose Bowl, 2.5 years after that, a girl would be born in Iowa, and she would rise up. And when we see these girls, and people know this at home, your daughters, your granddaughters, the girl you wave at on the driveway as she's got her bag with her volleyball gear, softball gear, whatever, as she's going to practice or a game, these young women born at the first part of this century got full blast Title IX. They got everything. The country has fallen in love with what we have created. And America, here's the girl next door, all grown up, Caitlin Clark.
Fantastic.
Let's hope that it just keeps growing from here. Christine Brennan, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Can't wait to finish the book. I've already started it.
Oh, lucky.
I know. On Her Game is available Tuesday, July 8th. You can shop this book on our website.